Welcome to Evanston, Illinois. Ryan Field and home to the Northwestern Wildcats, where it will be a sea of purple as the fans are more than ready for this one. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 3 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Northwestern Wildcats. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Ducks will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Northwestern Wildcats offense is on the field for the first time today. And all eyes on this man as he takes the field. The defense knows they're going to try to throw him the football, and it probably won't matter, guys.
Oh, but the defense, Reese, will be locked in. He will see double coverage. They will know where he's at on every single snap, Jesse, or else you will get beat quick, fast, and in a hurry.
He's one of the few receivers in the country, guys, where if it's man coverage, he's open, zone coverage, he's open. If he's double covered, he's open. Throw that guy the ball.
They finally get him on the ground with a big running play, moves to change for the first down. Northwestern right back to the line. They'll run it from the gun. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. A lot of urgency for this offense. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. 3rd and short now from their own 48. Looking to throw for it. Pocket starts to collapse. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that. First possession, force a 3rd down. You want to shut the home crowd up, sack the quarterback, create some momentum. Now you're getting the football back to your offense, probably with great field position.
And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. So Oregon's offense will get the ball for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
Looking for a gap. It's James. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They'll keep it on the ground. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
And the Ducks will have it 1st and 10. They're bringing heat. Got it in the middle. It's James. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
That's a really nice-looking throw. And when I think about the Ducks offense, I think about explosive plays, right? In the running game, but also in the passing game. I feel like if this team is going to win the conference, they need this guy here to be able to make throws like that on a consistent basis. But I'll tell you, he really gives them a chance. He makes this offense go.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The Ducks are on the move. Out of the gun, the running back has it. He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Moore to the air. And the ball is out. Who's going to get it? Well, the offense ought to go buy a lottery ticket because that ball somehow bounced right back to them. They'll keep it. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. As they come to the line, they've moved it, but they need 1 more yard on third down. Looking for the score. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Third and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Oregon. They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. That last drive covered 52 yards on their way to the score. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Wildcats have it back. The Northwestern offense headed out. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense...
And here's a fumble way behind the line. And they grab it in, and that's going to be a safety. They prevented the touchdown by falling on it, but they'll give up the deuce.
Yeah, and sometimes you get confused and you get lost when you're on the field, but not that far. And I don't know how to explain this. I would love to give you words and break this down and be like, this is what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
I like this tight end. He does a really nice job on his route running. He's been beating man coverage. He can find the soft spots and zones. You got to get him involved.
He makes the connection. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
You run the slant route day 1, and this is something that the quarterback and the wide receiver has done 100 million times out there on the field in the offseason. I see man-to-man coverage. I know I can run the slant. Boom, stick my foot in the ground, throw it, completion to my wide receiver.
A shot toward the end zone. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Oh, that is a throw that is just going to haunt this quarterback. He had his target wide open, running deep. That should be a touchdown, but the QB overthrew him. That is going to haunt this quarterback tonight.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
The Northwestern offense returns to the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of... And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush.
It's another safety. Can you believe this? Second of the game. So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do it.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. The best way this offense can say thanks for that 2 spot is by following it up with a score of their own, David.
Really fun when your defense...
He fires back across the field, and it's intercepted. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Wildcats! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
What an incredible individual effort by that big fella there. And Dave, you know, it's funny, I've been hearing more and more about how these D linemen are the best athletes on the field. What do you think?
I present to you Exhibit A. Look at the big fella. Not only does he make the catch, okay, so I can be a DB, I can be a wide receiver, I can catch it. I got the ball in my hands. Guess what else I am? I'm a running back. I take that thing all the way back to the house. Exhibit A, the best athletes on the football field.
First down for this offense. On the ground, it's Whittington. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
Moore will throw. Going to try to get it himself. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Now, the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The Ducks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Might as well give it to him again. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. And you knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Wildcats have it back. The Northwestern offense headed out. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. They've made third down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Northwestern will send out the punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Looking for a block, it's Branch. He's got great speed. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's fine.
And the ball is picked off. Got some room to run. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Makes the grab. The Wildcats headed quickly to the line.
You just got to get this guy going in the offense. You got to hand it off to him. You got to throw it to him, too, on all different types of downs. I love it on first down here. Just getting him the ball in the passing game. Let him make something happen and set up second and short.
Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. On third and short, the power run here. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. And here on first down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. The give to the back. Makes one man miss. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3. Tempo and overdrive. Trying to surprise him with the pass. He's got his man. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. From 55 yards out, and he's got it. Never a doubt. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50 plus, and he did it with ease.
And the returner will be brought down. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Ooh, that's a nice throw. Great accuracy there. And you think about Oregon quarterbacks, I know we think about guys running around a little bit, but think back to guys like Dan Fouts, A.J. Feely. How about that? Joey Harrington, of course, Justin Herbert. These guys could thread the needle from the pocket, make all the throws. This guy here reminds me a little bit of them.
They'll go 5 wide on 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Quarterback adapting. He'll throw one to his right. He holds it in, and nobody's close.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Got enough space, and he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Northwestern offense returns to the field. He'll start this drive firing. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the 3rd quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. Northwestern will have to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. They'll start this drive with a pass. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Might be looking to run. At the 35, he's got room. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. He wants to throw. He's going to run it. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Pulls it in. It's sticky. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend. And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting it.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be third down. And now this offense will try to overcome that second down incompletion. Using the quick game. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. And the Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he's brought down after a nice game. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Turning to the running game on first and goal. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time for one final play in this half. He's looking for a man on second down. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great environment there today in Evanston. And it'd be easy to say these two offenses are glad we've hit halftime based on their respective performances. It would also be accurate. Turnovers and sacks have told the story so far. And you gotta believe the play calling has been the issue, right? Time to shred those game plans and just get back to basics. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Ryan Field.
Northwestern about to boot it away to open the second half. Fielded in the end zone, it's low. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Keeps looking downfield. He's going to take off. And maybe they've tried to spy on the quarterback, but it just hasn't worked. Another first down. He just keeps gashing them with his feet. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Fires to the wideout. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. Looking to move it through the air. Takes a hit as he fires. And that pass picked off. He couldn't quite get loose on that return. He'd already made the play, and they've got it at the 35. Offense getting set for first down. They'll give it to the back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Went with the running game on 1st down, now back at it. They'll keep it on the ground. And midfield, he's got room. What a good run there. He has enough for the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Good enough for 1st down.
Leaves it with the back. And he uses the stiff arm to push his way past the sticks and pick up the 1st down. They've got it down to the 32. 1st and 10 coming. From the gun, the ground game. Smashes through. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They'll go to the ground. And he'll pick up the 1st down after a tough run there. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? Looking to pass inside the red zone. Makes the grab over the middle. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the 1st down. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Albright. And he might be known for run fits, but that was a sure and heavy tackle on the tight end. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Had to get rid of it quickly. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, the defense is fast. If you can hit that quarterback with his speed and force those incompletions, man, that is impressive.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Caught over the middle. It's Dickey. And he's brought down, but the defender got a face full of stiff arm before he picked up that 1st down. The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. He finds his man. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
He's loose at the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Oregon. And the punishment has been extended. The kick is up and good and put 1 more on the lead. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And they finish with a 62-yard pass for the score. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. On 1st down, here comes this offense. They go to the ground. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. Ball's on the 18. It's 2nd down and 9. He's looking to throw. Zings it complete to the right. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Well, and here's the problem offensively, because you're trailing by so much so late in the game. The defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
And he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. He's looking to throw it. Quickly complete. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down. Second and short now after that completion. He wants to throw it again. And it's incomplete. It was wild, high, and wide on that one. Third and short from the 49. Is this four-down territory? Now the play fake. Getting some heat. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on third down.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing if they stop the pass, they win the game, and they have done that. Their guys have won one-on-one on islands. They've been able to get to the quarterback. They've been mixing up their looks. They haven't even allowed 100 yards passing in this one, and that's why they are way ahead here in the fourth quarter.
Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. And the Wildcats have this offense rolling. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Headed to the end zone. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one. On first and goal, let's see if Northwestern can score. Trying to punch it in. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Northwestern! Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Looking for a productive play on first down. To the ground with the back.
The ball carrier is the running back. He's brought down at the 38-yard line.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And that one's incomplete.
And I tell you what, I know it's little when these QBs miss and the ball's not right to them, but man, it makes such a difference with yards after the catch. And in this case, even catching the football, it was just a little bit off, and it just made it a little bit difficult for his wide receiver to try to make the catch.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming. No signs of any kind of kickers, though. And the pass is intercepted. Takes it the other way. He's at the 40, the 20. He's at the 10. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Northwestern.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
PAT unit on the field. Splits the uprights. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Arizona State is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jake Plummer, this might not be over just yet. It's a tight one right now. They're trailing by only 5 to Texas Tech. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Let's use those timeouts, save as much clock as we can so our offense has some time on the clock to do some damage when they get the football back.
I would just hate to be in the shoes of these defenders trying to tackle this running back because, of course, you're so afraid of this guy shaking you and using his elite speed to make you look bad on a highlight film somewhere, but you forget this guy can still run you over. And you saw it on that play.
And he's brought down after a nice game. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. The Ducks getting set on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Headed to the end zone. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. To have any chance in the world, this defense has to come up with a stop on 1st and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. 1 more yard on this 2nd down might just put an extra, and he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. And no problem on the extra point as they push the lead to 19 here in the 4th. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Wildcats have it back. The Northwestern offense headed out. This has been a really disappointing performance, David. No question about that. But they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You've got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, we're talking about.
Looking to go up top on 1st down. A strike downfield. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
It's another 1st down for the offense.
Looking to throw it again. Catch in the middle. It's Albright. Makes the grab and knocked down, and he's got it at the 25-yard line. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Wants to throw on 1st down. Working that left side now. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Northwestern wants to go quickly. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Pressure's there and he lets it go. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down. Unleashes to the end zone. The pass is incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield, and that shot the quarterback took might have been a little too much. You just can't hit the quarterback like that. The defender got caught red-handed. And guys, bringing the heat is what any defense is about, but you have to stop short of making that official reach for his flag. He makes a grab. They will score. Touchdown, Wildcats.
And a nice touchdown. Continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
And he made the extra point without problem. They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and they know how to use their playmakers, get speed and space, make those big plays. So that's why offenses are ahead of defenses in this game. It was no different.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.